Well, good day, it's Lowy Third. We are reading through the visual novel Saya Nota, or The Song of Saya. Saya. Whatever. Saya. Anyway, with all that, I had some fun in the last episode and all that. Learning a lot more about what's going on and the motives behind everybody. And it's kind of, all the cards are kind of reaching, I feel like a position where it's kind of reaching the what is it, the credenjo, or, or the peak. Let's try not to be smart. Let's just use dumb words. Anywho, let's continue on. Koji pulls up 2 blocks away from the Sakisaka house and stares at the silent building. In the bright light of morning, the house seems shrouded in a dark miasma, like a black hole torn out of the landscape. Is it just a figment of Koji's imagination? Every window is closed, offering no glimpse of the inside. Koji has no way of knowing whether Fimineria is home. A pedestrian walks his dog down the street, glancing back at Koji after he passes by the Accord. Koji isn't surprised by the attention. He hasn't bathed or changed clothes since spending the night buried in mud, so he must look like a vagrant, even inside his car. When he looks into the rear vision mirror, he sees the haggard visage of a man with 1 foot in the grave staring back at him. It's hard to believe that the tired, unshaven face is really his. If he stays here for too long, someone might report him to the police. He'd better pull himself together and get going. He drives slowly up to the front of Fimineri's house, quickly checks to make sure no one is around, and gets out of the car. Anyone who might be in the house probably heard the noise of the engine, but there's no point in worrying about that now. Koji walks swiftly through the gate and yard to the front door. He puts his hand on the doorknob, foregoing the bell. The time for such pleasantries has passed. The door is unlocked. The knob turns easily in his hand. He puts his ear to the door and listens for any sign of life. He's acting like a thief, he realizes with some shame. But that is the least of his worries now. No sound from within. After checking the street again to make sure no one is looking around, he quickly opens the door and disappears inside. An indescribable stink immediately assaults his nostrils. He is already prepared for anything. So rather than discourage him, this stench only sharpens his caution to a razor's edge. He has crossed this threshold many times in the past, and his memories of days spent here are still bright. So why? Why does he feel the same ominous, blood-chilling aura that permeated Ogai's home and cabin? Anger and sorrow seize Koji's heart, as though a dear friend's grave has been defiled. Koji doesn't remove his shoes before entering. He knows why he's here, and is not to be polite. Every storm shutter is closed, filling the house with gloom, and he can still see nothing but pitch-black darkness through the open doors in the hallway. He should have brought his flashlight from the car, he thinks ruefully, then remembers that he dropped his light when Fuminori attacked him. It's still lying in the backyard of the cabin in Tojiki. The house might be empty. Then again, it might not. Every particle of air seems charged with silent menace. Is his enemy lurking somewhere in the darkness? It's not hard to imagine Fuminori waiting for a chance to take him by surprise and finish what the well failed to. Koji walks down the first floor hallway, then climbs up the stairs and checks the second floor too. He moves slowly and carefully, keeping his senses sharp, but feels nothing watching him from the shadows. After completing his round safely, he is convinced that the house is empty. He suddenly realizes that his right hand is touching the cold steel of the gun in his pocket. Did he intend to draw the weapon upon encountering Fuminori? Now that Koji thinks about it, his own actions seem mysterious to him. What is he planning to do when he meets Feminary? Will he lay into him with curses and epithets? Will he force him to turn himself in? Or will he... Koji shakes his head. This isn't time for such hopeless questions. If he keeps thinking, he'll stop moving. If he stops moving, fear will paralyze him forever. His only choice is to keep marching on. He has to close the distance to his prey. In any case, Feminary isn't home. What form their reunion takes will probably decide at the moment of their meeting. All Koji has to do is not hesitate when the time comes. Still, why does the whole house smell like stagnant water? It's been 3 months since Feminary distanced himself from his friends. Just what kind of life has he been leading all this time? Koji enters the living room and feels along the wall for a light switch. The moment he flips it on, the answer to his question is revealed. What? How far has Feminary gone? Koji realizes that this is the first time he has encountered Feminary's insanity in visible form. From the dust piled in the corners of the room, it is clear the paint was not applied recently. How many nights has Feminary spent surrounded by this maddening array of color? Why, if such obvious signs are available, why didn't Koji realize that something was wrong before it got this bad? Was he deaf to the dying screams of Feminary's sanity? Was their friendship really so worthless? As he stands petrified in the unfamiliar living room, Koji directs his anger entirely at himself. If he could, he would like nothing more than to apologize for Feminary for failing to help him through his suffering. Koji feels that he might have been able to save his friend. Perhaps he is arrogant to think so. But if so, it is arrogance born of kindness. Koji passes through the living room and opens the sliding door that leads to the kitchen. When he enters, he finds that the most disturbing of the house's many stenches is the strongest here. Blood. The room is redolent with the smell of countless layers of blood grown stale over time. He peers into the well-used sink. Round the rim, he sees faint, brownish-red blotches that water alone cannot rinse off. Even more obvious are the stains on the dish rag. Such stains are proof that the rag has been used and reused countless times. What could have been used to make it that sickening burgundy colour? Koji stares at the refrigerator next to the counter as though it were a monster waiting to swallow him whole. He stands motionless until he is able to work up the courage simply to touch it. Then he stills himself, grabs the thick handle, and opens the door. First he'll check the freezer, then the refrigerator. The freezer is packed with frozen meat of varying shapes and sizes. As each piece is wrapped tightly and frosted over plastic, he couldn't tell what kind of meat it is. The meat in the refrigerator, however, has already been thawed for consumption. Oh boy. For a while, he can only stare at disbelief at the 5 fingers beckoning to him from the back of the compartment. They are long, slender fingers of a woman, their bluish tinge giving them the appearance of waxworks. Koji is unable to remember what Omi's hand looked like, even though he has kissed her fingers countless times. When he finished crying about his conversation with Feminary, Koji promised himself that he would not cry again. But in fact, he does not. He regrets his decision, however. He indulged himself too early. He should have saved his soothing tears for this moment, but now he knows that truly nothing is sacred. At last, his doubts about Feminary have been utterly obliterated. Koji pulls Ogai's revolver out of his pocket unwraps his hand around its grip like he would a charm. Its definite presence, its promise of merciful annihilation, was the only thing keeping his sanity in check. He will surely use it to kill Sakisaka Femineri. Not for revenge, not for justice, but make this world once more a place governed by reason. For that purpose alone, he must eliminate the anomaly. He breathes deep, exhales, and lifts his hand towards his face and stares at his spread fingers. Alright, he's not shaking. He is prepared to face his new objective. Koji sticks the revolver back into his pocket and pulls out his phone. We have two choices now. Who will we choose to ring? Femineri or Ruku? We're gonna ring Femineri. We steeled ourselves. We must end this now. He calls Femineri. It's time to finish this. Just as he promised earlier, Koji calls Femineri again. The call goes through immediately. He must have been waiting for it. Hey Koji, where are you? What difference does it make? As soon as Koji responds, a shrill ringing fills the house. Startled, Koji spins around and looks into the hallway. The house phone is flashing to signal an incoming call. I see. I figured you'd be in my house. Koji fell for it. Femineri is the one calling the house, and now he knows exactly where Koji is. He must have predicted that this would be Koji's first stop, and that Koji would call him upon finding it empty. So, I guess you've already seen everything. Yeah. Koji keeps his voice bold to conceal his horror. When did Femineri become so cunning? It looks like you've become quite the man-eater since we last met. So many people have you killed? Actually, I've only killed one so far, Femineri replies unapologetically, his tone upbeat. I'm taking apart 3 or 4 though. I'm getting pretty good at removing the tendons and draining the blood and such. Femineri no longer feels sadness or horror when faced with Femineri's insanity or inhumanity. There is only the cold desire to kill the creature speaking such revolting words with his friend's voice. You killed Omi, didn't you bastard? You were lying when you said you hadn't seen her. I wonder, Femineri mutters. Seemingly somehow embarrassed. I guess the first one I ate might have been Omi. It was the same day she disappeared, come to think of it. The body wasn't in any shape that I could identify. Koji had already abandoned hope, but it's still a shock to hear of his lover's brutal end. Suzukiba too? No. No, Femineri says with an exasperated chuckle. She's here, like I promised. I'm no fool. I need her to trade with you, right? I won't waste her.
声を聞かせろ。
Let me hear her voice.
それはちょっと無理かな。口を聞けるような状態じゃないから。
I don't think that's possible. She's in no shape to talk. Feminary's dismissive words further sharpened Koji's bloodlust.
言ったはずだぞ。彼女を無事に解放しないなら。
You forgot what I said. If you don't let her go unharmed...
生きているだけでもよしとしてくれよ。それとも完全に死体になったようが欲しいかい。
Come on. Be happy that she's still alive. Would you rather have Yo as a corpse?
確認するがコーチ。お前は集めた資料の全てを証拠ともども持ってこい。その内容を見て納得できたら僕らはよう引き渡す。
Let's get this straight, Koji. You bring your evidence along with all the files you've gathered. When I'm satisfied they're the real thing, I'll hand Yo over.
いいだろう。
Fine. It's obvious that this deal is a sham. In all likelihood, Feminary is planning to kill him and bury his secrets forever. Moreover, Koji doubts that Yo is even alive, and meat would have very well been somewhere in the could very well be in the refrigerator right in front of him. However, Koji isn't particularly interested in Feminary's true intentions. After all, he has no intention of making a trade either. His only goal is to get close enough to destroy Feminary and whatever is pulling these strings.
場所は
Where?
お前が僕を尾行してきた大貝教授の家。覚えてる。
You
7時にそこで落ち合おう。一人で。
Do you remember Dr. Ogai's house? The one you followed me to? Let's meet there at 7. Come alone.
おい。
Hey! Feminary hangs up without waiting for Koji's response. Perhaps Feminary too has sensed his opponent's intent. If so, then he has realized that Koji is not just the hunted, but the hunter as well. So, we're two jewelers trying to gauge each other's moves. Koji smiles grimly as he pockets his phone. It's astounding how much their relationship has changed. The question is whether or not to comply with the 7 o'clock rendezvous agreement. If this was a serious negotiation, then it would be wise to avoid preempting Feminary in any way that would provoke his anger. What Koji and Feminary are really doing, however, is trying to lure each other into a deadly trap. Koji doesn't know what Feminary's plans to do between now and then, but he's not going to let his enemy keep the initiative. The fierce bloodlust that has taken root in his heart is more than enough to energize his exhausted body. Koji leaves the death-filled house, his stride more determined than before. Today was the first time I've driven since my accident last summer. The proposition was always too dangerous to consider, given my inability to recognize roads and cars. Things have changed, however, in the 3 months I've had to adapt to my condition. I know what cars and pedestrians look like now, and even though I can't exactly see colours, I've learned to decipher lights and turn signals. I still can't read street signs, of course. Nevertheless, I managed to make it safely to our destination with Saya and Yo in the back seat. It was Saya who came up with the idea of our new hideout, an abandoned building she discovered while living with Dr. Ogai. In those hilly, suburban residential areas, it's not hard to find thick patches of undeveloped forest just off the beaten path. Saya's old playground is located in one such secluded area, unaffected by the flow of everyday life. It used to be a privately owned sanitarium, hidden among the silent trees. After the owners went bankrupt, it remained unsold and was eventually forgotten. After I left Saya and Yo at the hideout, I returned to town to make some preparations. Now I'm finally back at our new refuge. I like this run from the moment I saw it. Mountains of construction material and garbage litter the front yard, forming a serviceable barricade. This place looks even less likely to receive unwanted attention than our house. Since my brain sees humans as revolting monsters, places they've been tend to stink or seem covered in filthy slime. Ruins like these, long empty of life, are places I find the most restful.
Tadaima.
I'm back. I call out to let them know I'm no stranger. I'm not a stranger. Then I go to the basement where they're hiding.
おかえりなさい。車平気だった？
Welcome back. Were you okay with the car?
もう全然問題ない。一方通行の標識もどういうのか分かったし、スピードさえ出さなければ、どこを走っても大丈夫だよ。
It was no
で、
problem.
そっちは？
It was no problem at all. I figured out how to tell which roads are one way. As long as I keep my speed down, there's nothing to worry about. So, how are things here?
一通り調べたけど、やっぱりあれからずっと人が来た様子はないみたい。ここは安全だよ。
I took a look around. As I thought, there's no sign of that anyone's been here since I found the place. It's safe.
そうか。ならいいんだけど。
Let's hope it stays that way. I'm a little worried that this abandoned building could become a hangout for biker gangs or homeless people.
多分、表に積み上げてあるゴミのせい。あれ、普通の人間にはちょっと耐えられないんじゃないかな。
It's probably because of all the trash piled up front. Most people won't go anywhere near that, don't you think? I guess. It doesn't bother me at all. I rather like it, in fact. But of course, normal people would feel differently.
で、文則の買い物はいいの見つかった？
How was your shopping? Did you find something good?
ああ、もちろん。
I sure did. I proudly unwrapped the weapon I just bought from a camping goods store. A 1 meter long wood axe, the biggest and sturdiest I could find.
刃渡り15センチ以上のナイフは銃刀法違反だなって張り紙してあるのに、その隣でこんなもの売ってるんだよ。お笑いだよね。
I liked how this was right next to a sign saying that long knives are illegal. Seems like he could do way more damage with one of these. I gripped the axe with both hands, testing its dependable weight, then swing like a baseball bat. The deadly steel blade sweeps through the air right where a person's neck would be. Yo, who sprawled out on the floor, flinches at the sound and curls herself up into a ball.
切れ味とかどう？イオで試してみたら？
How sharp is it? Want to test it on Yo?
いや、それはちょっと。
I don't think that's a good idea. I definitely wasn't expecting Saya to suggest something so brutal.
心配いらないよ。今のようの体だったら、刃物とかの傷は割と簡単に治っちゃうから。
You don't need to worry. Yo's new body can heal pretty easily from cuts and such.
いや、それにしたって痛いだろ。
But I'm sure it will hurt.
そっか。うん、そうだね。
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. It must have slipped her mind completely. She smiles at the oblivious Yo as to hide her embarrassment, and says,
でもさ、痛くされた時のようの声って、それはそれで可愛いよね。
But her screams are pretty adorable, don't you think?
いや、やっぱり人間に斧で切りかかるってのは気が引けるよ。
Well, I just wouldn't feel right about using an axe on a human.
そうなの？じゃあ、コウジさんは？
Really? Then what about Koji?
そりゃだって。
That's easy. It should be obvious, but I guess that Saya still doesn't understand.
奴は僕には人間に見えないから、切ろうが潰そうが平気なもんさ。
I don't see him as human. I'll have no trouble cutting him to pieces.
そんなに違うんだ。
That really makes a difference?
そうさ。人間には良心があるからね。
Yeah, humans have a conscience. You see?
どんなに憎い人間だろうと、人を殺すと思うとブレーキがかかるもんだ。そこが僕の称賛でもある。
No matter how much you hate someone, you can't help but think twice about killing them. And that's how I'll win.
本当に？
Really? Saya seems awfully subdued. I guess she's concerned about what will happen when I have it out with Koji.
体格じゃあいつが上だし、普通に喧嘩したんじゃ勝ち目は薄いかもしれないけどね。
He's bigger and stronger, so I might not have a chance against him in a straight-up fight.
でも、僕にとっての化け物退治が、あいつにとっては人殺しなんだ。こいつは大きいよ。あいつはきっと、最後の瞬間で隙を見せる。
But that's just slaying a monster to me. But what's just slaying a monster to me is murder to him. This is big. He'll definitely hesitate when it counts.
なんだか不安なんだよね。そういう心理戦っていうの確実じゃないっていうか。
I'm a little worried, Saya says softly, staring at the floor with unusual gravity. You can never be sure how someone will react. It's dangerous to rely on that. She raises her head and looks straight at me.
ねえ、やっぱり私が買った方が良くない？
Don't you think it'd be better if I hunt him? I appreciate Saya's consideration. Even though it could be interpreted as a lack of faith in me, she's still putting my safety above hers. Nevertheless, I can't accept this heartfelt suggestion.
サヤの腕力だとさ、ヨウみたいな女の子なら楽にねじ伏せられるだろうけど、男を相手には厳しいと思うんだ。
With your strength, you might be able to overcome a girl like Yo. I don't think it'd be hard to take down a guy. The bitter memory of Saya's rape is still fresh in my mind. Saya falls silent for a moment, seeming to understand what I'm thinking, but then comes right back to stubbornly press her case.
でもね、あのおじさんも最初の不意打ちはうまくいったの。大抵の人間はね、作用を見たら力が抜けて動けなくなっちゃうんだよ。
My first attack went fine though. Most humans go limp as soon as they see me.
病院だってそうだった。平気で話しかけてきたのって文則だけだよ。
It was the same at the hospital. You were the only one who could talk to me.
まあ、それも一理あるかもな。
I guess you have a point. I can't imagine it personally, but I suppose it's possible that Saya's appearance is shocking enough to make someone lose their nerve. Suzumi was able to gain the advantage because he had the same condition as me, which let him see Saya as a cute girl. Fear doesn't necessarily make people weaker, however. Depending on the situation, it could even send someone into a berserk rage and make them harder to put down. In other words, such a tactic would be the same sort of gamble that Saya's worried about.
じゃあさ、さや、こういうのはどうだろうか。
Alright, Saya. How about this? When I tell Saya the new plan that just popped into my head, her gloomy frown turns into a bright smile.
それめえやん。文則って頭いい。
That's perfect. You're so smart, Feminary.
何もそこまで。
Oh, stop. It's not exactly a great plan, but I guess the fact that it lessens the risk to me is enough to excite her. She's so easy to please. But that's what makes her so cute.
で、いつ頃来るの？コウジさん。
So when's Koji coming?
今朝あれから電話があってさ、とりあえず関係ない場所に誘い出してある。 少しじらしてやろうと思ってね。
I got a call from him this morning. For now, I've sent him on a wild goose chase. I'm thinking I could shake him up a little.
やっぱり暗くなってからがいいよね。
It's best to take care of him after it's dark, don't you think?
ああ。頃合いを見計らって、ここに誘い出して仕留めよう。
Yeah.
ここなら誰にも気づかれないからね。
When the time is right, I'll lure him here and finish him. We don't have to worry about witnesses here.
せっかく人間一人分の肉が仕入れられるのに、ここだと腐らせちゃうね。冷蔵庫ないし。
We're finally going to get more human meat. Too bad it's just going to rot without a refrigerator.
他の動物を誘う餌にできないか？野良猫とかカラスをおびき寄せてさ。
Why don't we use it to trap other animals? It could be bait for stray cats or crows.
それ危ないよ。万が一取り逃した時、よそに持っていかれて他人に見つかったら大騒ぎになるよ。
That's too dangerous. If an animal gets away with the meat, someone might find it and wonder where it came from.
そっか。
Good
それ
point.
もそうだ。
Humans are extremely dangerous, and their filthy, stinking bodies make me sick just by being nearby. Ironically, however, nothing tastes better than their meat. I'm truly having to regret our well-stocked fridge.
まあ、この辺だと森にもいろいろと住んでるから、そんなに食事には困らないんじゃないかな。
The forest around here is full of animals. I don't think I'll have to worry that we'll have any trouble finding food.
3人分だよ。大丈夫かい？
We have 3 mouths to feed. Are you sure?
任せて。これでもさや、狩りは得意なんだから。頑張っていっぱい捕まえてくるよ。
Leave it to me. I may not look it, but I'm a pretty good hunter. I'll be sure to keep us well fed.
そうか。じゃあ、今日からはサヤが一家の大黒柱だな。
Okay. Looks like you're going to be the breadwinner of this family.
へへ。
Saya giggles happily at my praise. I find these childish qualities of her adorable.
今度はどのぐらいのんびりできるかな。
I wonder how long we'll be able to relax this time. Because of the casual way she says it, I almost miss the emptiness to which her question leads.
どのぐらいかな。
Yeah. Saya's right. This won't last forever. No matter how safe this hideout might seem, we'll have to abandon it eventually. The slightest mistake could put our life together in jeopardy. Just like when I failed to silence Koji. Some dubbed kids might decide this old ruin is a good place to test their courage, or this land might be targeted for new development. In order to be together with Saya, I have chosen to live apart from society. We will no longer find lasting peace in this world teeming with humans. Not unless we can somehow escape from it.
長い旅だと思えばいいさ。
Think of it as going on a journey, just the two of us. I pull Saya into my arms and fold my hands around her slender shoulders, then whisper.
どうせ人生なんて旅みたいなものなんだ。永遠に変わらない場所なんてない。
Life is just a journey anyway. Nothing stays the same forever.
時の流れを見送るか、自分自身が流れていくか、それだけの違いだよ。
The only difference is whether time passes you by or sweeps you up in its flow.
そうだよね。
I guess you're right. Saya smiles softly, perhaps in resignation, perhaps in sadness. Either way, there is peace and contentment in her expression.
それでも一人ぼっちじゃないし、だからさやは寂しくなんかないよ。みのりもそうだよね。
But we'll be together, so I'm not lonely. You're not lonely either, are you?
ああ。
No. regrets. As long as I hold Saya in my arms, I would gladly pay any price.
それにね、
And besides, she adds brightly, trying to cheer me up,
いつかは私たちが人目を忍んで暮らさなくてもよくなる日がきっと来るよ。
one day
それは約束してあげるから。
we won't have to hide anymore. I can promise you that. It sounds like a fairy tale, but for some reason, she seems absolutely certain.
それは明日かもしれないし、ずっと先のことかもしれない。
That day might be tomorrow, or it might be far off in the future.
いつ印が来るのか私にもわからないの。
It's my first
初め
time,
てのことだから。
so even I don't know when the sign will come.
ほんのちょっぴり怖いんだけどね。
I'm a little scared. I have no idea what Saya's what's that, perific? I've forgotten how to pronounce the word, but perific word means basically prophesizing, mean. But she isn't this isn't the first time that she's said or done something mysterious. She's performed any number of miracles already.
僕らにも希望があるのかい?
So there's hope for us too. Yeah, she says with a cheerful nod.
きっとそれがさやが文則に送ってあげられる最後のプレゼント。
It'll,
さやの最初で最後の務め。
it'll be my last present to you, Feminary. My first and final duty. Wow. That's interesting. Alright, well, we've set the case. We've set the path. There is a collision coming for sure. I wonder what's going to happen in that one. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. We'll have to see what happens in the next episode. Until then, take care.